Hi, I've just done a rough design. Well, I did this yesterday actually. I wet some of the paper, but I had a phone call, so I had to stop. And the phone call went on a bit, so I didn't really get back into painting. So I've just dug out the watercolours again. I'll give them a little spray, just to give them a start, get them a little bit soft. 2-inch hake, or 45mm anyway. There we are. It's quite a new one. 200-pound knot hot pressed Saunders watercolour paper, 15 inches by 11. Just a rural scene, and I put a clump of trees here that I want coming down into the foreground by the side of this path or river, whatever we put in there. But I want to paint that before I paint the trees along the horizon here. I want those quite dark, in a couple of dark tones, or one dark tone, one slightly lighter. So I'll start again. I'll wet the paper, but I won't wet it all over. It's not really a wetting wet, so I'll just put some water on here and there. There's quite a porous, heavy surface, so it's going to take quite a bit of water. But I want some of the paper to remain unpainted, to give a bit of sparkle. So a bit of raw sienna. When the brush splits, as it does, just bring it together on the palette. Just put that in. I'll do the reflection in the river in a minute. So on top of that, we can put in a bit of blue. Nice sort of summery day today. It's quite a nice day. Been next door. Our neighbours have been in the Shetland Isles for a couple of years. He's a dentist, and he's been running the dentistry on Shetland up to his retirement. I'd love to have them back. And one of their carpets hadn't been refitted. One I did years ago, so I've been in there wearing out my joints. So let's put a little bit of. Do I want a bit of cloud in there? Yeah, why not? There's a bit of complication to the sky. Okay, that'll do. Now I'm going to put in a bit of hilly landscape at the back of this. So those sort of colours just go over there, like that, and a bit of green, not pretty, just to stretch it back a bit. Okay, now I'll do a bit in the river. So we'll put that. I'll put some of that cloudy, light cloud colour, this sienna in as well. Okay, see how that goes. I'll let that dry a little bit. I'm going to just put in a bit of the foreground, which will just be grasses. So green, plenty of green, a bit of blue, bit of Payne's grey, I think, to give a good sparkle here. Just touching the paper. Try and get some variety in the colours. And I can put banks and things in as I progress. A bit of sienna. Warm it up a little bit. Okay, so that's the basics. The basics in. I can put perhaps a little bit of burnt umber along there. Right, okay. I think I'll use the hairdryer. So I've put my my 4-gang socket under my table here to get it off the floor. I'm fed up with dropping water into it. Right, take your headphones off. Oop, turn. turn on. It's not a bone dry. I just wanted to. You don't really need to stretch this, but I'll just pull it out a little bit, keep it flat. Right. So I wanted to paint this clump of trees here a lighter colour than the background trees. So we're just going with the lemon yellow and a bit of burnt sienna, Payne's grey. But on the light side, try and get a pleasing shape to your trees. No, put a bit of darker stuff in there. Okay, that'll do for a moment. Now I can start to put in some darker greens in the background. Now you want your brush fairly dry to do this. You want it to actually register. So a nice dark green. Leave some sky holes for the birds. You can hear the paper very bristly. Leaving quite a bit of sparkle. That's a not very pleasing bit there. Just touching the paper. So I'm going to come behind there. Just showing behind, too much there. Bit of blue in there, I think. Okay. Some darker bits in there, I think. So Payne's grey and lemon yellow, quite neat. Bit of shadow. Right, okay, now we can start to texture some of this here a little bit. Some leads. The hake is such a good brush for this sort of thing. Only suggestion, I don't want any portraits of anything. Show the river going around here. Okay, let's drag it down here. Have a bit of water on the brush. Drag some down. show the reflection. And then some reeds. I'm not going for sort of accuracy here, I'm just going for impression. Paper was donated by David Dickinson, very kindly. A nice rough ground. Now I'm going to anchor those trees here. I'll get round to it. Just using burnt sienna, yellow and Payne's grey. Annoying. Right, using a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of blue, I think, we can begin to put in some of this. Some with the hake, some with the rigger. I need some shadow in there now, shadowy green. Right, now let's go in with some rigger work, if I can find it. But most importantly, a swig of my tea. So it's a little out of the comfort zone painting on dry paper rather than my usual wet. Make one tree sort of dominant and the others sort of subordinate, because it would look like a regiment otherwise. Okay, they look all right. Right, just lift up a few hedges with the back of the, or the side of the rigger, the texture. A couple of bits of grass. I'm a bit careless with that one. Never mind, let's just... Right, okay, so that'll do. Just a simple rural picture. I'll put a couple of birds in on the blocks. One block there, one there. A signature. If it's worth a signature. Now I'll put it in a mount and we'll have a look, see if it's okay. do like simplicity in painting. Not very good at detail, but it's creating an impression is my great passion. Right, another one there. Okay, bring the camera around. So there'll be another simple little landscape. Got a river, don't need any more than that. Some reeds just to suggest. That's all it does. Your brain will interpret what it sees into the stuff you see along the river banks. I like the dark against the light horizon. It's sort of in silhouette almost. I tried to keep this tree lighter but bigger, so you know it's here. I suppose I could put a little wash of shadow under those trees. So that's a bit of blue and a bit of red, just make it grey. That. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Don't want to frighten you, but I might do an abstract later on. I know my abstracts are not universally popular, but when you paint as many scenes as I do, you soon run out of ideas and go stale. So going into a different medium like acrylic and painting in a different style like abstract, brighter colours or so on, it just takes you through a sticking point. So you have to take the rough with the smooth, I'm afraid. See you soon. Bye bye.